Yes, people. Yes, my Arsenal family, Gooners worldwide. Welcome back to the Gooner Club, episode 3, with myself, Romario, joined by Huss, Mo, and Ibs. Every week, we bring you a podcast talking about the club we love and the club you love also. If you haven't seen us or heard us before, go check out our previous 2 episodes. We'll be here weekly, sometimes twice a week, depending if you're lucky. But, boys, firstly, before we talk about the best team in the country right now. How are we feeling? We good?
Blessed,
Great,
bro.
man. All good.
Feel
Very
great.
good.
Alive.
Hey, listen, we're
Back
back.
alive, bro.
We're back, Mo. We're back alive. And do you know what's funny? 2 draws and a loss in the league, and it felt like we left. And isn't that like a sign of how good a team we're becoming? We go to Leeds, slap them 4-0. Our man Huss was there, so we'll come to you first, Huss. I mean, that was an impressive performance. I was watching it and I was just thinking, it's a matter of time before we score the first goal. We get the first goal. Zubimendi with a header again makes up for that mistake he made against Man United. But it just felt like the job was going to get done and it was a matter of time from kickoff, to be honest. But Huss, as I said, you were there. You were at the game at Allen Road. Was it a cauldron? Was you scared? Did you feel nervous? Or was it just a nice day
You
out
know what?
watching the
I
Arsenal?
felt nervous all week. I felt nervous all week going into the game. I didn't know I had a ticket until like 2 hours before the game. So when I had a ticket, my nerves just turned into excitement in it, and I was just gassed, obviously. But as I got there, I was a bit nervous for sure. I mean, I would have just taken 3 points in any fashion. I didn't expect us to win 4-0. Obviously, shout out to Ibby on the pre-match score prediction. I had 2-1 myself, so I did expect a pretty tight sort of game. But then when I got there as well, and in the 3rd minute, when I've looked over the floor and I thought, Saka doesn't have dreads. I've realised not even Madueke starting there because no one's told me that. Yeah, no one's told me that. Most of my hackers had got Saka on my bet builders. So I'm looking thinking, wait, hold on, Madueke starting. Like, what's going on here?
Did you
Then I
switch
got a little
Saka
bit
for
more nervous.
Madweki on them builders? Did you switch them?
I didn't have time. I only clocked once the game kicked off. Like
Oh.
I got in about 3 minutes, and I'm looking at him thinking, Saka doesn't look like that, does he? Nah, it's Madueke. I'm on the other side as well, I'm far. So yeah, I was a bit more nervous then. I know you said it felt like a matter of time before we scored. Can't lie, I didn't feel like that in the ground. In the ground, the first 15, 20 minutes were a little bit nervy. Like Leeds were winning a lot of first balls. We weren't really keeping the ball as well as I'd have liked us to. I remember the first 20 minutes. Remember the Arsenal fans, as we always do, though. We're known for this, innit? Around the 20th minute, where we start looking at each other like, "Oh, we still haven't scored yet." It's getting a bit nervy in here. And then obviously we sort of crack them with a set piece goal. I know it wasn't an official set piece goal. Technically, it comes out and Madueke swings it back in. But we broke them down with that. And once we broke them down from that, I felt the floodgates kind of opened. We took control from there. Then we started doing like a bit of one-touch passing. I remember in the corner, someone flicked it to Timber when he got fouled. And then it felt like confidence was really sort of growing. So from that point on, I mean, the game offered us everything we could have asked for, really. We got Havertz starting over Odegaard, which is what we wanted before the game, or what some of us wanted before the game. We got to see Zubimendi get a goal. Madueke as well. I mean, I think for me, what I liked a lot of that was his decision-making that game. A lot of the time he goes down the line, but this time he was cut inside. That cross for Zubimendi isn't something he normally does. So I was very impressed, man. The second half, for me, was even better than the first, personally. So yeah, great game overall. There was a lot of individual takeaways out from that game, but I'll get into them over the course of this episode.
Yeah, I feel like for me personally, there's more to talk about the individuals than the actual full game performance. I think we finished the halves quite strong. I think, like you said, the first 15, 20 minutes, we kind of weren't really getting a foothold in the game. But what we were doing, a lot of it just nullifying them. We're not offering anything for us going forward or anything exciting, but we stopped them. Like, not once were they ever a threat coming forward to us. It was just, when are we going to get going? And then finally started to get going a lot better. We started peppering them. We had it felt like 8 corners all the time, just peppering them. Like we had them blocked in their half. When it happens like that, it feels like it's just a matter of time that we're gonna score from a set piece. You're like, it's bound to be one of them. And then obviously Noni doing his thing. Big performance from Noni. We were asking for end product the last episode. Finally got a little bit of it this one. We got the whip for that cross. That was tasty. Put it right into Zubimendi's head. You know what is? All the guys that we sort of zoned in on in the last episode, Noni, Zubimendi, Odegaard. We've all got stuff that we could talk about.
They shut us up, innit? They shut us up.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
like, it's too fair. Zubi's ones, they were general questions, but we know the real answer. He's good enough, but he needs to stop that defensive error stuff. But yeah, Noni, I loved his performance. I thought that was great from him. Then I thought second half, like you said, first 10, 15 minutes of that second half, I felt like it took us a while to get going. Like nothing really was happening. Then once we kicked on, I can't remember if Noni was still on the pitch or once we finally got going after we made a few subs. Yeah, we finally got Martinelli on the right.
Yeah,
Martinelli played good on the right, man. I think as well, part of the reason why we kind of struggled, maybe why we didn't quite fully get going, was this like 4-4-2 position thing that we're doing, this 4-4-2 formation where we've got Havertz, who's not quite a midfielder, more of a striker kind of thing, leaves a lot of holes in our midfield when we do that. So it can work, and that's what we've been asking for, us to sort of take more risk and like have those holes there and just exploit it. So yeah, it's a weird one. It's a full switch from what we did last week with Man United with Jesus and Odegaard playing. Like what we've done that for Kairat for this game, it gives us a fully different. We look so different with that kind of setup. Makes us just a lot more clinical. I think we're just more likely to take our chances, but maybe less domination of possession.
Sacrifice control, I'd say. When you lose Odegaard, you sacrifice a bit of control. That's the main thing.
And don't know if we'll get to now, but I think part of why we got this kind of performance was the presser that we saw from Mikel, where he's mentioning, I'm not telling the boys to play this way. We touched on it last week where we said, is it Odegaard? Is it them? Mikel's like letting it be known, like, listen, I'm done taking bullets for all of you lot. You lot need to go front line, and I'm not telling you to do that. So,
accountability, isn't it? Give them the accountability.
Exactly. So I think from this, I think that kind of like got them going a bit because he made a lot of changes from that.
Yeah, I think you touched on it there, Mo. Like the 4-4-2 leaves you a little bit more open, but like you said there, Huss, it gives you more going the other way. I think you sacrifice the control and you add to your threat. And I think Gyökeres is probably welcoming that change. Let's start there. And obviously, Huss, you were quite honest and direct with how you saw Martin Odegaard's role going forward. Us three and a lot of the people in the group chat sort of laughed it off, that idea that Odegaard could be a squad player. But I think Mikel Arteta showed a lot of courage on Saturday, a lot of leadership to say, listen, you're captain, but I'm in charge. I'm starting you on the bench because Havertz is better for this game. And I think Havertz, although he didn't get a goal or an assist, he was very impactful. I just think he's a threat. I just think the space Havertz occupies, he's just a good player, man. Like he's been a good player since he was younger. He used to be a lot more technical, didn't he, when he first broke into Leverkusen's team. Then he grew into a 6'5" giant, and now he's using his physicality even more. But Ibs, like, do you think this is something we'll see going forward in the Champions League, in the Premier League, maybe and we'll talk about it later, when we get to the Carabao Cup final? Hopefully I haven't jinxed it there. Could we see Odegaard on the bench and a different sort of lineup there? Do you think Arteta's now more open to the idea of benching Odegaard?
Yeah, I think it's a trend now in football. I think the 4-4-2 on this sort of system is starting to come back. I think if you saw the game yesterday where a certain team did a certain job for us as well, that's how they got back into the game. And I think that sort of system...
Ibs, are we allowed to say big up Spurs on this podcast?
Big up Spurs, bro.
I'll big up Thomas Frank, the silver member. I'll big him up.
Yeah, Arsenal boys are on a bender. Thomas Frank is a silver member.
But it is one of these there. Like I do think these rigid systems, and it's just a case where football's it's always gonna shift and pivot. And I think the Kairat game was that test. Can it work? Can we shift to that? And I think the issue Odegaard probably has is that if we do that, he becomes a bit redundant. I think we've sort of said it before. What's his position? Is he an 8? Is he a 10? And sometimes if it was a flat 4-4-2, it works. His sort of thing, it can help. But we're not. You know what I mean, we have defined roles. We need to get what we get out of Ruby. We need to get what we get out of Rice. So he does. We do lose that, and I think for Eze it might open up opportunities because in the sense where if, for example, we need something a bit more than what Kai can offer in terms of that sort of creativity, you're definitely going Eze over Odegaard, aren't you?
Yeah, Ibs, do you know what it is? And you've just given me a little dream. I've just seen it now. Julian Alvarez signs for Arsenal, and he's actually playing up front with Havertz or Gyökeres. Jesus has gone, sorry, Gabby, I love you. Great goal on the weekend, but if I could swap Gabby Jesus for Julian Alvarez, considering the age, the injuries, that is where Julian Alvarez makes more sense. And Ibs, you rightly said a few weeks back, he's not clinical. Julian Alvarez, I think he's got 12 goals in all comps this season, something like that. Very similar to Gyökeres in all comps for Atleti. So, but I think he suits playing up front with someone. When City done they done the treble with Alvarez, right? I'm pretty sure Alvarez and Haaland would play up front together quite a lot. And I think Haaland actually suffers with Alvarez not being there because he doesn't get as rest and a lot more pressures on him. But let's get to Madueke.
Hold on. I do want to say though, before we move past Odegaard though, I do want to say like a point that's being missed here though with Odegaard is that like the 2 goals we scored from open play came when Odegaard came on the pitch. And they came from Odegaard receiving the ball in like a 10 position and passing it forward quickly. Odegaard, honestly, one thing I personally noticed when I saw Odegaard come on, he came on that pitch with a different attitude. Came on that pitch with an attitude of, I know what I've done wrong. I know what I'm going to change. And he was receiving the ball and passing it within 2 touches, straight forward. And the Jesus goal starts him getting the ball from the back. And then he gets it once, gives it off, gets it back, plays it straight through to Jesus. And it's a goal. And if you look, all the players went to Odegaard. They didn't go to Jesus, even though the technical brilliance for Jesus' goal was actually bonkers. It's getting forgotten about because it's the 4th goal in a 4-0 win. But the technical quality for the goal was bonkers. But everyone ran to Odegaard because they could see, you actually started that whole move. And we know what that meant for you. And the goal
you just need to do that more, though. That's the issue with him. Yeah, it's just the issue. That's it. I think that's why we've got to this point, haven't we, where it's like if you did that more constantly, we'd be saying that, like, right, we need to see that. But I think we've got to that point where we've accepted he doesn't do it enough.
That's what I mean. We're all talking about what's the solutions immediately after. We're all talking about life after Odegaard straight away. Like, what happened? Hold on a second. Like, there could be more life in the old dog.
And you was ready to hang his boots up for him, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying the next 6 months this season. But that's what I'm saying. We don't have to get rid of him. You don't have to be over. You don't have to be over.
I think it's way too early to be talking about. I think it's way too early for us to be talking about getting rid of him. I mean, to be fair, you said he'll probably be retired in a season and a half. So
no, I said 5 years.
But like I said, I think that as well comes down to the presser when Mikel's clearly said, "I'm not telling him to play that way." And like you said, he came on, he didn't start the game, so he's clearly got a message from Mikel there.
Message received, yeah.
And clearly received it. And the way he played, the outside of the foot pass, put it into space, he wouldn't have tried that before. Just putting it into those channels. He wouldn't have did it.
Trust is going to get there.
Exactly. Just trust your teammates to get there because it was Martinelli. But it was I think he's been too comfortable lately. I think that's the fire that he's needed. Everyone in our team has been put in a position where they're a little bit uncomfortable and they've come out better. Trossard, he always plays better when he's uncomfortable. Yeah. Martinelli, we moved his role, put him off the bench. He came back. It's probably been his best return since 2023, or I think. And then everyone, Eze's had a bit of adversity, but Odegaard's just always had this. You're the captain. You automatically go in, even though the way we play is almost fully dictated by him. And when he was almost live by Odegaard, die by Odegaard. If he had a bad game, the whole team was going to have a bad game. So him putting that impetus in him, I think it was really what changed it. Now he knows, all right, cool, I need to be performing. Otherwise, being the captain doesn't just save me and I automatically get to play the next game and get 500 touches, take all day with my passes. Yeah. Like, it's bigger than that.
Yeah, I think, big up Martin, man. I think, I'd love to see him lift the Premier League title because he's the one who's going to lift it. He's the captain. Yeah, Huss, I'm still not saying he will yet. I just need to chill out because I was getting way too excited in December. I need to get to March and then I'll start saying when, not if. But
Yeah.
big up Odegaard. I think
big up.
what he offers is calm, and I think
Mm.
actually coming off the bench, I think it could work for him in certain games. And Huss, you know what? I sort of wrote you off last week for saying he could be a squad player. I think you're genius, mate. I think Odegaard, I don't think he needs to necessarily be like
I don't think he's got that
on the team
mentality,
sheet.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think
I don't-
I don't think he'll be happy with it. I don't think he'll accept
Yeah, that's
it.
the issue. Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
he'll accept it. I think like Saka is the same. Saka would never accept being a squad player. That's why you hear that there's this thing that no player Arsenal sign can earn more than Saka. That is what's said in the media, that he's got like the highest earner clause.
The thing is,
So
though,
I
a
mean,
player like that, a player you described there, a player who puts that in the contract, that's someone who you don't actually want with the armband. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think anyone wants.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone
I don't
thinks
think
Saka's
Odegaard's
the
like that.
captain.
I think the captain kind of has to be a team first person. Whoever's a team first person is the person who's really got to have the armband. It's got to be team first.
I'll
And
be
if you
honest
see
though,
that-
Huss. No, I'll be honest. I'll be disappointed if Odegaard was happy to be a squad player. I'll be disappointed in him. You can't accept that.
The
as-
mentality,
But
isn't
you'd
it?
rather be a squad player
Mentality.
than be a starter in Al Hilal. Like, maybe you'd rather be an Arsenal squad player than go start for Al Hilal or go start for
I would.
whoever.
I
Yeah.
always say that.
But if
then
the
maybe-
options are Bayern Munich, if the options are Bayern Munich and stuff, then maybe he goes. Yeah,
I don't
maybe
think he
has more
plays.
crack
I
at
don't
it.
think he's starting for Bayern. Maybe PSG. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
you
yeah.
gotta remember-
either or maybe. But
You gotta remember,
Maybe.
at the minute, we are what a lot of people are calling the best team in Europe, the best team in the world. So to say that he wouldn't start at any of these clubs, he's the captain,
Yeah.
almost an automatic starter, playing big roles, got a big reputation. Real talk, any team he could play for.
I'd love to
Yeah.
see us take Musiala, Odegaard go the other way if it was something
But
to
this
work
is what I'm
both ways.
saying. Like,
That would be ideal.
listen to that
Yeah.
sentence. Do you think Bayern
Plus, that's 30 million.
put in?
Yeah.
Yeah, why would Bayern? And it's obviously a very specific debate in it, but I just look at other teams around the world, and I'd probably take them over Odegaard. Maybe that's me being harsh. I look at PSG's midfield. I'd take the players that play in Odegaard's position there, João Neves or Fabian Ruiz. You look at Bayern, I'd take Musiala. I guess they got Pavlovic, who plays in the centre mid for them a lot.
I don't know
So you-
about a few of these names you're throwing out.
I wouldn't take Fabian Ruiz personally over.
Yeah, I don't know.
Odegaard. I remember
Over
for me,
Odegaard. I
I
know.
don't know.
Fabian
Fabian
Ruiz.
Ruiz is a baller, man. He
He's a
slept
baller.
on.
He is a baller.
Fabian
It's
Ruiz is
different
a
roles, isn't it?
baller.
Different
Yeah.
players, different roles.
I think Odegaard's very
Yeah.
Arsenal shape specific and Arsenal system specific. That's I think why it puts him off those other teams. I don't see. I think he's so Arsenal system specific. I just can't imagine him doing anything.
Yeah,
for anyone else.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and that's sort of what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I think Fabian Ruiz is very Arteta coded. He's
Yeah,
not only
yeah, I see it.
physical,
Yeah, I see
he's
that.
got the technical. He's like a better Marino. He's like
Yeah,
Marino.
literally.
Yeah, he
had
is.
the
He is.
little
He
bit
is.
more
I remember when we were
technical
linked. When we were linked with
Yeah.
Marino, there were also a few links with Fabian Ruiz, and me and
Fabian
Huss were
Ruiz,
discussing
yeah.
the two. And for me, Fabian Ruiz on the ball, a more technical player, probably
Bro, he's a
better.
baller.
That Euro.
He's a
He is,
baller.
he is. But Marino, what he offers as well,
Yeah.
like he's off the ball is I don't know.
Marino's
no
grown
words for
so
him.
much, man.
Yeah,
Like, since
Well,
he first
lad-
arrived at Arsenal to who he is now. Go on.
Well, Odegaard's 27. Yeah, he'll be 28 by the end of the year. Let's just wrap off this Odegaard segment. A little line from each. I'll give my opinion first. Like, will Odegaard still be here? Not at the start of next season, but the following season, because I think he definitely will be here next year. But do you think he'll be here in the 27-28 season? I think he will be. I can't see Odegaard leaving anytime soon. How that changes the role, who knows? But yeah, Huss, do you think he'll be here in 2 seasons' time?
Yeah, I think he will. Yeah, I think he will be here in 2 seasons' time. I think he'll still be the captain, and he won't be the starter. That's what I think. I think that'll be what happens. To be fair.
I agree. I don't really see. We don't really have big changes at Arsenal, so
Yeah.
I imagine he'll still be there.
I think there could be potential if he was to. I don't think he will, but if he was to, it would be then. it definitely would be them, because that's that sort of iteration. If we just won the league this season, have another season, maybe sort of. I think that's the season where we might just go right. Let's change it up. Where maybe the system develops, where certain things develop. But that could be the point. If we did do it, that could be. And his contract as well. He's after he needs to get a new one, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's when it gets stuffed. Because you don't want to give him the same wages again, do you?
That's what
that's the point. That's the issue.
Yeah, 2 seasons is a long time in football to ask about.
Yeah, well, but listen, though, this is what we
this is
to put.
This is a guy. Odegaard is going to captain Arsenal to our first title in 20 years, and it's mad the way we talk about it, Joe. Now, this is
but we say he barely captains us. Everyone questions whether he captains us. That's the point, Dave. Do you know what I mean? It's like one of them where.
Yeah, it's true. Our captain history is a bit iffy there. Obviously, the ones we've won with, though, have been great for the most part.
But that is
Adams, yeah, we've had great captains.
Everyone's legacy gets rewritten as soon as they win stuff.
100%.
All of these lot, bro, I watched a lot of these guys, and some of these lot calling them goats, the greatest of the. No, you weren't. I watched you back in the day. You're living off a career built of team success. Like, I'm gonna go controversial again. Listen, I'm going to go straight for it, yeah? I was thinking straight away, obviously, the United boys. For me, Gary Neville, far from being the best ever right back. I didn't rate him at the time. And another one...
To be fair, Mo, Gary Neville does say he wasn't like that great.
I think he's underrated.
He's right. I think he's everyone else. All right, and one more. Listen, for me, this Scholes revisionism...
I agree. I agree.
I'll just say my points. Growing up, it was always Gerrard and Lampard. That was the discussion. Then suddenly, a couple of years ago, it suddenly became everyone started chucking Scholes in this conversation.
Xavi said he was the best passer he's ever seen. That's the reason why everyone started rating him the minute Xavi said he was sick.
I need to find this video. People talk about that. And one more thing I will say, yeah. How can you be the best CM in the Premier League if you can't tackle? We're talking about centre mid here. Scholes was a poor tackler.
Yeah,
I think there's quite a few midfielders in Premier history with better than Scholes for sure.
Gerrard and Lamps were both above him for me.
Yeah, but to be fair, Lampard wasn't necessarily like a tough tackler. He was more of like a shadow striker 10, weren't he? I know what you said. Yeah. Gerrard was the most rounded out of them. For me, Lampard's the one. But listen, we're getting
we're getting too far.
We're going to
edit this one out if it gets too hot. We got to remove
that. Madueke, listen, a lot can change, you say, Mo, in 2 seasons. A lot can change in 2 days. I was writing Madueke off. I was ready to send him back to Chelsea. But he had a good game. And I'll be honest, when I heard Saka was injured, I was more concerned than Huss and his bets. I was more concerned. I thought, great, now we're going to have to see Madueke for a few games. But I'll accept when I'm wrong. I've got no pride here. I'm happy when our players prove us wrong. And Madueke, very impressive performance. I just want to quickly shout out Gary Blake. He does photography and media for the England national team. He's from my area. Big him up. And when I was criticizing the Nonny signing in the summer, he DM'd me and told me to relax. He was like, he came at me on more of a personal level, that it's not easy for a young black boy signing for a club. And I was like, look, I hear that. And I do agree. The petition was too much. I'd never sign a petition. Like, that was too much. But I think it's reasonable to give your opinion and say you don't want a player. I don't think there's anything out of order with that. But the reason I wasn't having him is because I didn't think he delivered enough. And what he done on Saturday was deliver an assist, a goal, a dodgy goal from a corner. But Noni Madueke delivered, and I'm happy. I actually hope he starts against Chelsea midweek and slaps in at least 2 goals. I'd love it for him. So he can shut up. Arsenal fans like me, Chelsea fans were happy to see him go. Because at the end of the day, I want to be wrong about Madueke. I want to be wrong. Hopefully he can have a good career at Arsenal. But Huss, what did you make of Madueke's performance? You were there at the ground. You would have got the vibe from the fans in the ground. How did you rate Noni on Saturday, man?
Yeah, I thought he played really well. I thought it wasn't necessarily his most eye-catching performance in an Arsenal shirt, but for me, that's his most well-rounded, probably his best performance in an Arsenal shirt. I felt like he was making. just making the right decisions, I thought. And it's most effective at the end of the day. He got the goal and the assist. So ultimately that is kind of what makes it a great game. But I do want to say you're not wrong yet, Romario. You're not wrong yet.
Here we go. I was trying to be nice, Huss.
No, I'm going to be honest.
But you say this, but I'm someone who has. I think everyone knows I've defended him since he signed. I think you're definitely right. I think the reason why, and I'll accept that there has to be some sort of question marks, is that why did we use that money for that position at that time? That's where it came from, and then it builds on from that because he's a Chelsea player, he's someone who's not exactly set the world alight, and it becomes that sort of point. But I've always defended him because I think what he was signed for. He offers a lot, and I think what we saw on the weekend was, and I think as you say there, it wasn't his most blinding performance played, but that's what we need because we saw against Kairat, for example, he could do these unbelievable things on the ball, but it's like we need him to sort of not just do that. And I think it was more refined. It was a refined performance, and as you saw, he wasn't just going on the outside; he was going on the inside. And I think he's one of these players where when you get him in that form, he's as good as anyone. Like he really is, and it sounds, but he is. He's really dangerous.
No, I agree with that. And at the same time,
sorry, just quickly, you see that Zubi goal? Like he chops and then he chops again and then crosses. I've seen times when he chops again,
exactly,
and then passes. It's like just cross the ball.
Exactly what I was going to say. It's one of the few times he chops inside, knowing exactly what he's going to do. Like normally he chops, then he goes down the line. But this time he knows, you know what, I'm cutting inside, I'm whipping it in. And that's the Saka type move. You know what I mean? Very much a Saka type beat. Like cut inside, in swing across. But it made me think, I've not actually seen that enough from Madueke for starters in open play. Because I actually said on this podcast a few episodes ago, he's got great corners. Crossing corners.
Yeah.
So if he just uses that more in game, we could get a lot more assists out of it. At the end of the day,
I remember when he was at PSV, and I know it's the Eredivisie, but he was like, I was
really was good.
When he was at PSV, Ibs, I really wanted him. When I heard he got released by Tottenham or he left them or whatever, I wanted him even more. I was like, well, let's show Tottenham who they let go. But yeah, man, I think
talented.
Yeah, he's talented, and I think Ibs made a really good point last week. Is that under Arteta, he can be refined. He's younger than Saka and Martinelli. That shocked me. I thought he would be. I thought he was their age mates, but he's actually younger than Saka and Martinelli, and I think that just gives it a little bit more context at how raw he is at the minute. And there's probably loads of room for him to grow, man.
Yeah, defo high ceiling for sure with Noni.
Well, what do we make them boys in the league table then? Let's just, before we get on to, I mean, unless anyone wants to talk about my boy Victor, I mean, what's that? Another guy has talked to me.
Trossard did one of the best through ball I've seen.
Why am I hearing Trossard
doing, you through it. What are you doing? That annoyed me so much. I couldn't even celebrate his goal properly.
Well, you didn't do the celebration. Live in the flesh.
No, I did do it. Yeah, I did do the celebration. I did do it. I did it. Yeah.
Oh, listen.
I was gassed.
I'll be honest, Huss. That first, big up Leandro Trossard. Big him up because that is my guy, low-key. Even though I wanted to sell him, still my guy.
That was a great boy.
Great first time ball. And Gyökeres, he's got to do better. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. Poor. And it's similar to the Murillo one, but this was worse because when it was Joe Rodon instead, and you was actually closer to the goal. Like, and I remember
that second touch.
See, I don't know, but Huss, I don't think there's anything wrong with the second touch, but you have to get your body in front of it. Like,
you're just running on quicksand, you're just there running on the spot.
Just there running, it's mad.
Yeah, like
you don't need it though. You've got enough time. Like, you don't need that second touch, but.
No, you're right. A man with his striking ability, he should just hit it, whip it. Like he should. You're right. But I still think he had enough time for that touch. He just doesn't protect the ball.
He just slowed down on the ball. Just get it out of your feet. Just get it ahead of you. Get onto it and then just shoot it. It was just like simple. It's basics, isn't it?
Yeah, he hasn't got a quick release, as they would call it in the NBA. You know what I mean? Release.
It's a slow release, that one. It takes ages to get his shot off.
It's a slow release, yeah. But I will say, it did feel like in that game, there was more of an active effort from the boys to feed Gyökeres and behind him.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, for sure.
all comes down to just moving it quicker and straight off first
100.
time at the front. But for me, all round, probably his best performance. They're getting better.
Yeah.
His performance is actually improving.
Well, Mo,
Like,
Mo, you know what's sad about that? I think it was his joint best with Burnley. I mean,
Burnley was the best.
well, he's got half of his Premier League goals against Leeds now. Hat-trick and aggregate.
That goal, though, that's what you want to see, though, as a forward. Like that, he actually bullied the centre back.
Yeah.
They're the ones that will do a lot of confidence for him, because I think that's the one that, like, you'll hear a commentator or hear a pundit go, he's actually just bullied his man there. And, like, that's, you know what I mean? As a forward, that you do like to hear that, don't you?
Yeah.
There's been a lot more of actual bullying from him lately. Like, whereas
you could be on over 11 goals.
What's he got now? 11.
Your bet could be on. He's on 6 now, isn't he?
Oh.
He's on 6 now. Your bet could be on over 11 goals.
Mate, what's that in the league? In the league.
Him and Kai in the chat were saying 11 over under.
I took a bet saying that I bet he'll take. I'll go for the over 11 Premier League goals. These lot are killing me. Like, he's already failed that, and like that's a crazy shout. Like, I'm glazing him. 11 goals.
No.
I've set the bar kind of low.
Impossible.
Bro, that is a genius. That is a genius bet. I wish I was in the chat when that bet got made. 11 goals.
It's a great bet both ways.
Respect. Huh?
It's a great over under, because I reckon he probably finishes bang on 10 or 11 last.
Nah. He'll get more.
It's gonna be tight.
Wait, Huss, you think he's getting no more than 5 more league goals from 14 games?
It's no more than 5 league goals. I'll tell you that.
Really?
I think he's got some form now. You got to feel like 6 goals GA in 6 games.
Yeah,
he's getting 2 braces. He's getting 2 braces from now to the end of the season, at least.
I think he's in better form than Haaland, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He is. Well, Mo,
yeah, he is. Yeah, and he's only scored 1 goal since this year, right? Haaland in 2026.
Yeah, Haaland's having a tough time. Well, should we? Let's quickly touch on that then. Yeah, the league table, and obviously Spurs. Shouts out Spurs, but don't shout them out at the same time. I don't know how they came back in that game, because it was looking long. I thought Frank was going to get sacked in the tunnel at half time. I'll be honest. But our lead is back to a comfortable position. Villa lost as well to 10 men of Brentford. I think Villa are going to fall off. I think they got too many injuries. Champions League football as well. No, Europa League, sorry, even worse. But yeah, how are we feeling, boys? We confident?
Always.
I'm confident we'll win the league. I'm confident we'll win the league, to be fair. I do think we'll do it. I think us not doing it is criminal from this point. Like, I think, but I'm gassed. We just needed that little bit of cushion, just relieves the pressure a bit.
Yeah.
Because, bro, them sharks, they're drowning. Them blue sharks are drowning right now.
And there ain't no sharks over that side of Maddie.
It ain't, bro. They're finding Nemo right now. They're shark's tail. They're lost.
Mo, do you know what I saw? And I don't know how true this is, and I'm inclined not to believe it. Apparently, City haven't scored a goal in the second half. It was either this season or... Is it this season?
Commentator said that yesterday, innit?
Yeah.
This season.
I heard that, yeah.
Let me quickly have a look. I'll have a quick look.
They've only... What is it? In the last how many games? They've only beat Wolves, haven't they, as well? Is it?
Maybe they're 1-0 at half time, conceded. There were 2. They were Brighton, then it scored second half. Actually, they must score second half against Forest.
Forest, they did, yeah. They did. They had to, didn't they?
Maybe it's this year.
It might be. It would have been like at home or away or something. It would have been like one of them two.
It's just on this day. It's one of these where I think people know that I right at the start of the season I was pretty bold in saying how confident I was. Maybe a bit too far how confident I was because of but it sort of panned out, hasn't it? And I think it's one of these things where the big difference is, and my confidence is more coming not necessarily just because of us, because I'm back how good we are. It's them. It's the likes of City. It's not that City anymore. It's not that City that we like. If it was that City, you always have that fear. But I think people need to accept that City, who've just dropped 2 goals against Tottenham, like in a way like this, that it's not the same City. It really isn't.
It reminds me of
I couldn't believe it. But I was watching that game.
We're in the title race. Like last season when Liverpool were like, when they would drop points And people say, "Oh, if Arsenal win today, they're going to go 4 points behind."
Yeah.
But then we all knew, like, realistically, like, even if we do win today, we're not going to keep sort of maintaining that form. Once Saka and Havertz now were injured last season, like, it was kind of a bit of a forced.
We knew that
narrative.
we had last year was struggling to get 3 wins in a row. Like that was
exactly, and that's where City are. They're not going to win 5-6 games in a row that's required at this point.
Has anyone done that this season? I don't know if many teams have struggled.
Villa went on a 10-game win.
Villa have, Villa did.
But Emery always does that. Emery always has a big long stretch. He did it for us, didn't he? He had that long stretch where he gets loads of wins and then it just falls off. But I think it's one that I think for us the key point is in the league. If we get a result against Tottenham, get results against Chelsea, even if those two are draws. Once those two are up, I think that's where fans need to really go. You know what I mean, it's pretty solidified. They're the last 2 games where we've got a.
I'll tell you where I'm at, truthfully now. Truthfully, I'm at the point now where if we only win the Premier League, I'm a tad disappointed. A tad.
I'm the same.
I think
I'm at that point now.
I think that's fair enough. I think that's more than reasonable.
Like, if we end the season
crazy.
It's not obviously I'm going to be gassed.
Nah, man, you got to raise them standards.
But there's going to be a part of me that's going to be like,
I've always wanted to quadruple.
But
I've always wanted
to. Genuinely, it's going to sound mental saying this. We should come away with at least a treble.
Genuinely. Mad. See, I was with you.
We should come away at least 2.
Wait, between the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and Champions League, we should be coming out at the very least one.
No, but hold on. Why are you saying Champions League like it's easy, bro?
We're the favourites in the Champions League.
Huh?
No, I'm saying between those 3 competitions, I'm not saying it's easy.
Yeah, but you're saying at least a treble. So that means you're basically given a 50-50 chance because then one of them you win. If it was Champions League and FA Cup or Champions League and Carabao, so 50-50 in it. But I know what you're saying.
FA Cup and Carabao. We could drop the Champions League.
Yeah, but even like, I guess a domestic treble is pretty impressive. I would,
the only reason we should not win the FA Cup is if we get knocked out of the Champions League, then we should be going all in the FA Cup. At that point.
No, do you know what? I make Huss right. You know, when you think about it, we should definitely win the Carabao Cup. I don't think there should be any. It's not acceptable for me. It's acceptable, but it's not good enough. If we
need to win tomorrow first.
I'm sorry, G. That's what I mean.
I've been saying this whole season, no matter what the fixtures were. It's always been we should need to win the Carabao Cup this season. For me, it's always been the case.
Yeah, we did say that. We said that, yeah.
But also, I think if you're like, I started off the pod today with the best team in the country. If you're going to stick your chest out and roll with that sort of attitude, Huss is right. It doesn't really matter what the draw is.
Yeah,
I mean, the best team in the country doesn't win every trophy in the country, like generally.
But I think, I don't know. I just think like, I don't know. I look at the league table. You think like, let's say everyone's written Villa off. City are on 47 points. That's 6 points. United are 4th with 41. Chelsea 40. I think it's more the time this team's had together now. The manager's been there. The feeling of the fans. We never go into seasons anymore talking about top 4 finish. It's are you winning the league? So that's where I think Huss's standards come from. I was going to say to you, Mo, like you're happy with the Premier League. I get that. I also understand that point of view because it's been so long since we won the league. A lot of Arsenal fans are like, let's just do it. Let's just get it in the bag. Put the fries in the bag. Let's go on to next season. Then maybe you can start talking about a Prem in the Champions League or a double or a treble. I get that, Mo. But let's talk about tomorrow's game, the huge game. 3-2 on aggregate, at home, return leg, Chelsea, the Dirty Blues. It got a new gaffer in now, or Rosaneer was in for the first leg, weren't he? Maresca had gone.
He wasn't, but I got told today that that's the only game he's lost as Chelsea manager.
Yeah, bro, listen, I said a few weeks back, I don't know if it was on here or somewhere else, but I actually rate Rosaneer. I don't even know if that's how you say his name. Is it Rosaneer, Rosinha? I don't know, but
I call it Rosinha.
Is it Rosinha? Tell me. Don't have me on it.
No, I don't know. Rosinha, I call him Rosinha.
Yeah, Rosinha, I think it's one.
Rosinha, thank you.
Just Liam. You're just Liam.
Man like Liam, yeah. He's man like Liam. And I really like him. I just, it is when he said that quote, if you look at the word man, manage,
David Brent.
yeah. No, it is. I rate that he's a little bit tapped. Like, I think you've got to be a little bit tapped to be a manager. Do you know what I'm saying? Huss?
He's in that new breed of managers, isn't he? He's in that new
Did you
like
lot
mold
see,
where
No
Arteta
one's ever
or
said that.
Did you not
I've
see
never
his
heard that
interview
bar
just
before.
now? Well,
No,
the
Wait,
recent
sorry,
one.
boy. I didn't catch any of that. Say that again.
Did you lot see his recent interview? I've been seeing it do the rounds on Insta.
Nah,
No,
go
what,
on.
the one with Cal Pedro.
Ah.
No,
He
yeah.
laughed that Mikel's only won one trophy in the last 5 years.
You know
I
what?
did hear something about
I
that.
haven't seen it, but I saw the quote. I saw like a. Was it bad? Was it bad, Mo?
I didn't like it. It was smug.
No, I
It was,
don't.
But
What's
you
he
know
won?
what it is?
The guy
Arteta
asked
beat
him,
Liam Rosenior in a final.
mate, his only ever final.
Yeah, he's only ever final. He lost to us. So
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
to
forget
Arteta
all,
directly.
forget all that petty stuff. Yeah, I actually, once again, I rate it from Liam, man, like Liam. Like,
You know what? I even rate
you
that.
gotta
I do
rate
actually
it.
kind of rate that.
No, he does. He has changed a lot of their setup, hasn't he? Already as well. You can see how much they've changed the shape and everything. Whether it's effective or not, at least you can see that fair play that he has got his own identity and he does change it. But I think we're better and we're going to smash him. So
Nah,
I think
we
that's
will.
best.
We will, but you know, it's just lastly on man like Liam or Rosenier. Wait, is it Rosenior? It's Rosenior.
Rosenior.
I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, Rosenior.
On Rosenior, yeah, I
Yeah.
just think the players are playing like proper for him. Like the fact they were 3-0 down against West Ham and then they come back like that and then they're scrapping at the end. There's something about him that, and forgive me, Gooners, he reminds me a little bit of Arteta.
Yeah,
Like,
I see.
Not the greatest football career. Arteta had a better football career than him, but it's not. No one ever talks about Arteta amongst Arsenal icons or legends. He wasn't even really an iconic player for us, if we're being brutally honest. And Rosenior's not really done that at a big club elsewhere, but they're like mavericks. They're so obsessed with football and players and young players. Even like Huss, I think you mentioned it there, the João Pedro interview after the Napoli game. Like, and he said he had the meeting with him where he said to João Pedro, if you play with intensity, you're going to be pretty much unstoppable. And that goal Pedro scores against Napoli is clinical. It's so, he had Garnacho square and he said, you know what, I'm slapping this in, and he scores. So I think Rosenior and Chelsea, if they stick with him, I think they could be one to watch in years to come, because just the way he communicates, I just think it makes you want to play. If you're a young player, especially a lot of the young English players, you're just going to connect with him because of the way he talks about football. But anyway, on to the Arsenal, because this is an Arsenal pod. Do you think we win tomorrow? Do we get a draw? How do you think Arteta is going to approach it from a lineup perspective? We'll do our lineup builder in a minute as well. But Mo, how do you think Arteta approaches this game?
Bro, I hate two-leg games, man, because I just feel nervous either way. We should be winning. We should be better than them. We should have carried a 2-goal lead into this game.
I forgot about
nervous. Yeah, I think we will win, because I think we are better and I think we're doing well. We're in good momentum now. Well, we got that win and the Carabao win under our belt. Inter Milan win. So it's only United we dropped points in the last 4. I think we'll get the win. I do think it'll be tougher. Like, I think Chelsea are going to be all up for it, especially that first 20 minutes. I think they're gonna go in heavy, but I think we should be all right. I think we'll nullify them. We'll just make the game a bit boring, just keep it ticking, and then I don't know if we'll go for a goal unless we get it early on. I feel like if we don't get that goal in the first 60 minutes, I think we might settle to just try and nullify them, keep the ball ticking, and get something on the counter attack, or just make it a boring, close them out game.
I think that's a danger. It's a danger to do that, though. I think we've got to go into the game to go into like, right, it's 0-0. I think the danger of that two-legged thing is we can't go in thinking it's 1-0 and then just doing that. Yeah, I know we can sit back and defend for 90 minutes, but it's just one of them where, why do that? I do think that it's one of them where I agree that Chelsea, they've got sort of potential, but if you did watch that West Ham game, they were really, like, those times they were really poor. West Ham were the ones who were pretty much all over them a lot of that game. So you've got to think that as well, that they're going to be on that high, start of the game, just kill that, just get at them, kill that sort of high they've got, and then just take them back down, and then go from there. But I think we've got to go in to be winning that game, and go in to be like, right, we need to keep scoring. I think it is dangerous if we decide, we're 1-0 up.
I think
we have to go 1-0 up, though. We have to go 1-0 up. The first goal is gigantic.
We cannot let them score first.
If we go 1-0 down, the game is completely on its head from that point on. Then who knows what's going on at that point? If we go 1-0 up, we're cruising. Game's done. We're going back. We're going to Wembley. Simple as that. If we go 1-0 up, I don't think we're going down from that position at the Emirates. Personally, I think we've got to start strong. I think we will start strong. I think we'll nullify them. And I think we'll aim to pretty much just get a set piece goal first 20 minutes. But I'll be very interested to see how it's approached by Arteta, because I do think we've seen a bit of a difference in the Arsenal team in general from that last game. Like the old Arsenal probably would have stopped a bit at 2-0 up. Yeah. But then against Leeds, we just kept going for more goals and kept going for more goals. And I think that lets us know that we're probably going to start quite strong in this game. We're probably going to play our strong first team. And then what I will be more cautious of is if we do expend a lot of energy in this game, how do we then look against Sunderland? But that's a problem for another day.
We'll get there, Huss. Episode 4's coming.
One game at a time, all that mental.
Easy, Tiger, easy. Well, should we name the lineup then? Let's do it. And in a tradition on Gooner Club. Huss, I had the goalie first last episode, so I'm going to pass the baton to my right. Yes, my right. Huss, keeper. Mo, you go next. Ibs, then I'll take the fourth pick.
Against his old team.
That's what you said.
Kepa.
You got Kepa,
Kepa.
I'm gonna go start with left back. I'm gonna say Calafiori. I'm gonna go Calafiori.
No Miles for your head tap. You know what Miles in there?
Cala, let's bring him back in.
I think, to be fair, the one who stays out of the two, because I think the other one might go to maybe go to Moscow, but I think Gabby might stay in. I think Big Gabby. Yeah.
By the way, he was so good against Leeds, by the way.
Unbelievable.
He was ridiculous against Leeds, man.
Gabriel.
Who's next?
Big Gabby's the one, man.
Big Gabby,
I'm with you. I think Mascara will be next to him. I'd love to see Saliba, but Mascara, you see Xhaka go to Liverpool in the summer for 65 mil, and we got Mascara for 13 mil.
Really good business.
It's disgusting. The people want to. Sometimes I see people having to get better. I'm not sure. I think some people just want to.
Huss is the main man. Huss is the main man.
I'm not a big Berta guy at all. Not a big Berta guy at all, because you ruined it. You ruined 13 million with Mascara by 45 million on Hincapié. Shocking, that is.
You make me
it's not agreed. It's not confirmed. We're paying the 45.
If you start saying that 58 mil, if you spend 58 mil on Hincapié and Mascara, it's not amazing, is it?
Yeah, listen.
It's not bad. 30 mil each.
It's not bad at all, mate. It's 58 mil on Mascara and Hincapié.
Two proven players. That's pretty good business, isn't it?
Hincapié is average at best. Even in that Leeds game, I'm watching thinking this guy's miles off it, but we'll forget about him.
Quickly, does Hincapié start for Man City?
No.
He does right now. It's better than Kusadov, and he's better.
He's not even better than Nico O'Reilly.
He's better than Nico O'Reilly.
He's not better than Nico O'Reilly.
I'm just trying to wind them up.
Yeah, they're different.
I don't know how good Nico O'Reilly is.
But Huss, do you think he starts for outside of City and maybe Liverpool? Surely he starts for every other team. Unless
you don't start over Cucurella for Chelsea.
He starts at centre back. He starts at centre back for Chelsea. And probably left back for Liverpool, Mo. You're right.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't start at Liverpool. It doesn't start for Liverpool either. Kirkez is better than Hincapié.
Kirkez has had an awful season. He's been awful.
What I've seen personally.
Huss, can we check your Arsenal?
I saw Kirkez last season personally. I didn't see this invincible season from Hincapié at Leverkusen that apparently everyone else watched. Right? I didn't see.
It happened. It happened to us. It did happen. You can't deny it.
It did happen. And to be honest, there's not a single player from that team who I rate. Truthfully, I don't rate
What
words.
about Xhaka?
I don't rate flipping. I
What
don't
about
rate Xhaka.
Xhaka?
No, I don't rate Xhaka that highly. I think Xhaka
Oh
is
my god!
decent. Xhaka's decent. He's not amazing, bro. Xhaka's where we should
We
put
need to keep
some
this moving,
praise.
or else me and Huss are going to get into some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's not gonna be
Ibs,
going.
we'll come back to this on episode 4 for the Sunderland.
45
preview.
million, by the way, for Nketiah. I mean,
Yeah, now,
I
Huss,
mean,
you've
there's a
got
lot
your
of better
chance.
signings for that.
We'll talk
Teed
A
up.
lot
about
better
it.
signings.
It's teed up. It's teed up. It's teed up
Yeah,
nice.
you teed it up well.
Well,
Right.
let me just get back to your selection. Why do you think Mosquera will play ahead of Saliba? Do you think he's injured or something, or just
No.
rotation?
Yeah, I don't even think it's rotation, but I think it's respect. You know, when you
Yeah.
play Football Manager or career mode, you can't leave your young hot prospect on the
That's true.
bench in Carabao Cup games because then otherwise he's never going to play. I think it's
Yeah.
Saliba Gabriel for Premier League, Champions
That's
League,
true. That's true.
FA Cup, Carabao. Give the young.
It's like policy, isn't it?
Mosquera.
You have your team
Yeah.
policy where, like, you have that in those games. You have like Kepa will always start, and you have that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Arsene Wenger actually should be thanked for that tradition. Not
100.
even just at Arsenal, but you see a lot of clubs use these cup games for like blood and youngsters. And shouts out
100%.
Mr. Wenger. Cost us a Carling Cup against Chelsea, I think. We
Yeah.
could have beaten that Chelsea team. But
could have.
True.
Huss
Yeah,
right back.
Right back's actually a bit of a sticky one now. I'm thinking about it. I'd love to
Is
see
it?
Ben White back. I
Yeah.
actually think it's still. I don't know. I still think it's got to be Tim. I don't know. I think it's a bit of a fight this game, isn't it? Like it's not really a. I'd probably rather see Ben White against Sunderland. I don't know. I'd probably go Timber.
Yeah,
today.
I know what you mean. I think
Yeah.
White's probably the pick, but it's just against Garnacho. White against Garnacho,
Yeah.
just a little bit. It's just one of them where, like, we know that at times where against quick players, but I'd still back him, and I'd still probably go personally.
Yeah.
I'd probably go, but it's just one of them
Yeah.
where I feel like it's more of a iffy one. You know what I mean? That's the
Yeah, it is. I feel like you don't want to take any risk, or you don't really. Timber didn't have an amazing game in the first leg. He played left back, innit? And Esteban kind of had him a bit iffy, but I think put him back in the right back.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
but
about
he was at
trouble.
left back,
But
innit? He was at left back.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
you
a
can
good
trust
one.
Timber to lock up Garnacho, no real problems. I mean, who is it though? It won't be Garnacho because Garnacho came off for.
It'll
someone
probably
on
be
the weekend.
Gittins or Neto.
He had a
It'll be
stinker.
Oh,
he
that's
went
fine.
off.
Get White in there.
They both came off.
Gittins
They
went
both
off.
came off for someone.
Yeah, I think
But
it'll be
Garnacho came off in
Neto.
this squad.
Probably be Neto.
Neto,
yeah, Neto. I
Neto
reckon.
and Neto and that's their better wingers. They've got two good wingers. And my mate's a Chelsea fan. At work, he was telling me that they only play well when Garnacho and Gittins come off the pitch, and when the others go on. So I'd probably start Timber and then see how the game's going. Go from there. To be fair,
Centre mid. I think if you want for the Marino news, I think I would be picking him to start tomorrow. He's not. I'm gonna go Norgard.
Christian Danish Xavi. God,
Danish Xavi.
I think Danish Xavi will get some minutes.
go on,
Especially with,
Norgard.
or is it might be Tonali actually at this rate.
Yeah.
Oh,
imagine.
Hey, sorry, great. Oh, quickly, I'm glad you mentioned that. Sandro Tonali, Mo.
Crazy.
I mean, listen, David Ornstein has tweeted that his agent offered Tonali to us, and then there was just exploratory talks. Yeah, David Ornstein has come out and said that his agent offered him to Arsenal. And I did triple check. I'm about to quadruple check that it was Ornstein's account because I couldn't quite remember.
I read that as well.
But then I've also
I
read
heard rumours this morning, but I didn't know Ornstein verified it.
Yeah, look, I'm just reading it here. Sandro Tonali offered to Arsenal by agents at AFC explored, but no contact with Newcastle. Nothing will happen this window. 25-year-olds can't put idea to Andrea Berta, so looked into as per any player of interest. Newcastle exit now impossible.
Yeah.
See, that's the Berta connections there, Huss. You see, like
Yeah.
Italian. Like that's the this is the thing you've got to realise.
He's not ready. Huss ain't ready for them.
That's not a good look for Berta.
That is great.
Like a good look.
That's
Why
the
is that a good look,
Matthew
sorry?
Call, Huss. It's a mafia call.
Well,
he got the call from the
But
boss.
I don't
No,
get it. What's
they
the
called
positive
the
from
boss.
that?
He's not tapping up. He's getting tapped up to sign him. So you're not breaking any rules, are you?
We know this, by the way. The only reason we signed Eze is because Eze rang Arteta. Do you know how mental that is? Eze had to ring Arteta.
I'm not
to
even
get him into
believing that.
Arsenal.
I don't. Do you believe
Right.
that, though, Huss?
And
Do you
now,
believe?
and then I also got Semenyo apparently reached out and they said, "Oh, we don't make promises." Everyone's coming to Berta because they know that if we make a phone call, they might just buy us.
You know what though? This is again.
But why did we get him? Why did we turn him down? What's the reason to not get him then? If he offered him to us,
Who?
Tonali.
If Tonali was offered to us,
Well,
why
Huss,
did we turn him
mate,
down?
Because I don't think Newcastle are accepting a bid at 11 a.m. on deadline day in January. Let's just be honest. That's
So,
why.
yeah. So,
And
so
Saudis,
an agent wasting everyone's time, basically.
no, but Huss, you know how football works, right? It's a long game, innit? Like he's
No,
what
I hear
he's
it.
doing.
I just don't see the positive outcome of this news at the moment.
I'll
but
tell
fair
you the
enough.
positive outcome is that I think we'll go for Tonali in the summer. Because the only reason, and if it's not Tonali, it'll be another top midfielder. Because the only reason an agent offers a player to a director of football is because they've probably been given an indication that that club wants a player.
He definitely wants out.
Yeah.
Tonali's going to have no Champions League football next season. We should be the Premier League champions. I'll tell you what, this summer window is. No, but Huss, the summer window coming. I remember when Chelsea won the Champions League for the first time, and Eden Hazard said he chose Chelsea because they won the Champions League.
Yeah.
And when you win a Premier League title, it's a different statement. Now teams or players are looking at your team differently. I think players have been looking at us differently for the last 2 windows. I think that's why we got Rice. I think that's why we got Calafiori. When you look at Calafiori, he was probably one of the star defenders at the Euros. So that's why I think it's a positive sign, Huss, is that a player of Tonali's caliber, who arguably is top 5 midfielders in the league, probably not arguable, he's being offered to. Well, you don't think he's top 5 in the league, Tonali?
No, he is, but like what? So the player of Tonali's caliber. Like, if we win the Champions League, I'm not looking at Sandro Tonali. I want Jamal Musiala. I want someone top.
It will, but it opens. But the thing is, it does open it up.
Tone it down a tad here. We could have got Tonali about 2-3 years ago, but we got Declan Rice. All right, let's tone it down a tad here.
No, but Romario's right though. It just opens it up though, doesn't it? That's the point though. It makes the Musiala signing more possible. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the point. It just makes it more feasible that you can go to them and they're going to want you to come. I think that's the whole point. It rubber stamps that you can get who you want. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the point.
No, that's fair enough. But at that point, we should be looking at like Pedri, Xavi, Musiala, maybe like Vitinha, Javier Ruiz. There's a long list of players I would look at before Tonali, personally. But Tonali's a good player. He's a good player.
Huss, who's put something in your drink, man?
Pedri, play football manager. Play football manager.
No, but Huss, if you're
Huss,
just breathe. If you're watching a PSG or Bayern Munich pod and they're like, I reckon. No, let's not talk about Esteban. Actually, that's a bad example. Let's not talk about Madueke. We should be looking at Saka. You're going to sit there and be like, well, you're not getting like Musiala and Pedri and not leaving their clubs. Like,
I respect the ambition, though.
I respect it.
You can. That's your opinion, personally. I personally think once you win the Champions League, everyone is gettable, personally. Like, why can't we get Jamal Musiala or someone like that?
I think Musiala is possible, but I think something like Pedri, I don't think would be possible. But I think Musiala
going to leave because of Barcelona ties, right? But not because of the quality of player he is, because he's too good to join Arsenal. I don't think that's the case, personally.
Yeah, I think it's more. Yeah. I think it's more that he's their franchise player. I don't know if Musiala's is Musiala.
Gavi might be available, but I don't know about
even Gavi. I'm just saying, there's world-class players out there. We can.
It's just more that it opens it up. It opens the door.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, sorry, lads. That Huss rattled me there because I've rated Tonali for years, and he's so Premier League coded. But anyway, let's move.
No, it's
on me, isn't it? On me. I think out of the midfield, I think Rice will stay in. He's the one who's got the legs. He's the one who, I think he especially if Odegaard, and I think there is good potential Odegaard could play because I think he has built a bit more trust. Rice is the sort of good in between, isn't he, to stay in?
Yeah.
Yeah, in midfield with him then. That's tough because now I'm sort of picking it based on what you two said, and I'd love to say Eze, but I just don't feel comfortable doing Eze, Norgard, or Rice. It stinks. So I'm gonna have to say Captain Martin
I
Odegaard. But
think,
actually,
yeah.
I think this game suits Odegaard. I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
a game where he needs to control it. Let's do attack. We'll all vote on left wing. My vote is Martinelli.
Fair. Well, we all vote in left wing.
Yeah.
Oh, right, got you. I'd go Nelly as well.
I'd go Eze. I know
Eze?
it's not happening. That's the thing. I
Yeah,
don't think he will. I want to do it. I want him there.
It's got to be Nelly, I think, for me. I think Nelly will get it. He played well when he came on.
Another game. None of us voted Trossard.
Yeah. No, but Trossard, he's a starter, isn't he?
He's a starter.
If
Yeah.
I didn't vote Eze, I would have voted Trossard.
He's a Premier League starter now, Huss, though, isn't it? You boys got a wish. Striker. Now, I'm inclined to say Victor Gyökeres, but I got a feeling Gabriel Jesus will spin the Chelsea defence. So I'm just going to say Gabriel Jesus. And I think he deserves it for coming off the bench and getting a goal.
Jesus for me too.
Right wing's a no-brainer, isn't it? It's got
I think Jesus. I was going to say Jesus and Noni. That was mine as well for right wing.
That's a good team. I think that's the team.
You know what? I wouldn't rule out Havertz up front, but probably will be Jesus.
Wait, before we go to predictions, just quickly, I was like, do you guys think? Are you worried for Eze with the fact that Havertz played straight into the team, plays in that number 10 position? Eze's not quite getting that.
Nah, I think. Go on, Ibs. Go on. Sorry, bro.
No, it's a fair question. I was just going to say it's a fair question. I think it's hard. I think ultimately we're trying to win a league here, aren't we? You know what? You can't feel sorry for anyone. It's just I think we're in that sort of boat where it's difficult because I think ideally, you want to start really molding him into the team and stuff. But I think we're just on that sort of we've got to get this title. There's no sort of pasture. We need to just forget sort of being nice and try to mold people and fit people in. It's just I think it is tricky. It is tricky.
I think you've worded it perfectly there, Abby. I feel like sometimes I see some fans online and it's almost like the fans of the player more than the team. And if someone doesn't start or someone gets dropped, it's like they're so angry about that rather than just focusing on the result and what's actually working. And I'd love to see Eze start and get more goals. Guy's an Arsenal boy, obviously, like we said, young black man and whatnot. I'd love to see him get more game time. I do believe he's capable of it. I'm not particularly worried for him because I think there will come a time in the season where he gets a string of games. He reminds everyone what he's about, essentially. I don't think it's over for him. But at the same time, I can also see a world in which, maybe he's not the main cog of the team. Yeah. Maybe he's not seen as a first starter for Arteta. So I'm somewhat worried for him. But like you said, I ain't got time to feel sorry for people, man. We've got a title to win.
Yeah.
Wait, does this highlight when we first signed him and everyone thought it was BS, where they said we only signed him after Havertz went down injured, and everyone was like, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I think with Eze, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because if he was signed when Havertz got injured, that does make me wonder what was Arteta thinking. But I think he just wanted a seasoned Premier League player who can fill in those attacking midfield roles. Yeah. And I think Eze's that. And I actually think Eze can have a similar trajectory at the club to Trossard, where he excelled at a club that is similar level to Brighton. They're obviously rivals, Palace and Brighton. And I think Eze can come good later in his Arsenal career when I'll probably be saying sell him in the summer and then he'll go and have a season like Trossard. So I'm not worried about Eze. The only thing, I can't imagine Eze playing football when he's in his 30s, mid 30s. I don't know. I always used to worry about. I always knew Theo Walcott wouldn't be at Arsenal past 29, 30 because he relies on speed. Now, I think a big part of Eze's game is his explosiveness and his ability to. Do you know what I mean, Ibs? And I worry that if Eze doesn't click in a season or two, does he become redundant? I don't know, but I think he could become a centre midfielder. He could become.
Yeah, I think technically he's good enough to be a centre midfielder. I was just going to say, yeah, I think he is technically good enough because I think he is like, for what he does really well, I think you're right, that explosive speed is like what he relies on, but I think it's not, I don't think that's his all his game. I think it goes twofold, doesn't it? I think you're right in that sense, but he's technically good enough to like sit a little bit in.
Yeah. Right. Should we do predictions then, lads? Big up Eze. None of us has started him tomorrow, so Arteta probably ain't starting him. But predictions. Huss went first last time, so Huss, I'll take the reins this time and see if I can get it right. Ibs, actually, sorry. How dare I, Ibs? That was rude of me. Actually. Ibs is currently in the lead. We'll get a scoreboard. I'll
we'll get it on
some point, or Ibs will flip in, do some AI magic. But we're all on a point, me, Huss, and Mo. Ibs is on 3 points. Man said 4-0. You're mad.
Crazy.
You're right.
You've got to make a note of stuff like that, the odds for stuff like that, because a 25-1
You're not encouraging
rated a bit higher.
You?
It should be rated a bit higher though. Like me predicting like a 2-1 win isn't actually as good as like predicting a 4-0 win. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I do hear that actually, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that is actually a mad. Like just make a note of it, 25-1 because that was pretty mad.
Yeah, no, I hear you. All right, well, seeing as we're all going mad, I'm gonna go ahead. Nah, I'm not gonna do it, Ibs. I'm not. I'll be honest. But I do think there's goals. I do think there's goals tomorrow. I think we went 3-1. And I know I went 3-1.
I was gonna say it.
I know it, but I think we do concede. I think we go 2-0 up, we concede, and then we score and put them to bed. That's what I'm going for. Huss, what are you picking?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you. I'm torn between 2-1 and 2-2, to be honest.
Do you know the worst part, Huss? Ibs can just be smart and just copy as many score lines now.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal. 3-win. Another 3 points. Not 3 points, but
I was glad you went for 2-1 because I had 2-2 in mind.
Whoa!
Yeah, I think there'll be goals. I reckon. Yeah, I think they'll nick a late one to equalise 2-2.
Yeah, I hear it.
Gets us to the final.
Yeah.
I was 3-1 was what I had beforehand, but I also had a little suspicion as well of potentially there being a draw. So I'm going to go 1-1, and it keeps the league. So yeah, I'm going to be like fair to everyone. I'm not picking exactly the same as everyone else. So open the door. But yeah, 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1.
Ibs, this is why I like you, mate. This is why I like you. But yeah, I guess I don't know. Has anyone else got anything else to add? Any Trossard love? Any Gyökeres hate? Any Berto or Hincapia hate? Anyone got?
We just need that dub. Let's get that dub, boys.
Just get through.
Oh yeah, just remember that Todd Bowley was mentioned in the Epstein trials, in the Epstein files. Let's get that out there.
Allegedly.
Cut it out.
Allegedly. Don't need that. Uncultured. Didn't need it, but he said it anyway.
Let's get it in there.
All right, we'll leave it there before Huss gets the FBI at our door or the feds or whoever. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to Gooner Club episode 3. Hopefully it's another happy episode. The spirits were high. It's nice to talk to the boys. We're all happy. Arsenal winning, top of the league, points at 6, leading at the top of the table. So we'll take that. But it's cup game, semi-final. Boys, go and get the job done. Like, subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. Give us a follow if you're listening on Spotify. Give us a rating on Spotify as well. It really helps. I know you'll give us a 5-star rating. But until next time, we'll see you then. In a bit, people.
Peace.